All right. Let me see if that's it. That
Uh-oh.
it. Can you hear me, dog?
Yeah, hold on. Okay. Man, I feel like a Neanderthal trying to work this goddamn bullshit, man. This equipment, man.
Bruh, bruh. Look, better than me, man. I don't even know how I must have used it. Yeah, I used it a while ago.
Mm. Hey, hold on. Hey, Cornelius, man, what's up with you, man? Appreciate your Cash App donation, bruh. Appreciate that, man. I've been meaning to holler at you about that the past couple shows. It just kept slipping my mind, bruh. I'm like, damn, like I gotta give my boy Cornelius a shout out for the Cash App, man. Mm, mm, mm.
Which is it's some other people in here. Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh,
up
you
in the
looking at the YouTube?
yeah, at
You
the
looking at
chat.
the YouTube? Okay,
Yeah, man.
gotcha.
That's right, boy.
Damn,
You know.
this shit is a lot better than the phone. I can hear you like perfect.
Oh, word. Okay. All right, then. Yeah, it's incumbent
Well, I mean,
upon
it's
me
less
to.
lag.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta get out the dark
Like, am I
ages, man.
okay? Yeah. I mean, can you hear me better than you could on the phone?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, this is a lot better. It's a lot
Mhm.
better.
Yeah, let me salute some of these cats, man. It's coming in the chat, man. Salute to Freddie, Real Deal Financial, Almighty CJ. Shit, man. Yeah, we about to start cooking. We
Yeah,
about to
salute,
start
folks.
cooking.
Salute.
Yeah. The worst thing about this is I gotta hear your mouth. Gotta hear Vector's mouth, man, about some past things that he said a long time ago about certain individuals. I mean, I hate when Vector is right because I ain't never gonna hear the end of this shit.
You hate life. I'm always right.
I can't stand this Negro, man. I want to rub motherfuckers' faces into this shit. So, hey,
Oh no, man! I ain't even gonna say no names. Shit, I done said everything I had to say as far as saying that. The only
mm-hmm.
names we gonna need to talk about is I guess Kevin Samuels.
Hey, man, you can say what you want, man. You can say whatever names you want. I gives two fucks, man. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. Shit. I mean, bruh. I mean, I'm calling out names, so it'd be hypocritical for me to, put a muzzle on you. Say you can't say this or say that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Say what you feel to your heart's content, man. For real. That's how we gonna get
shit,
down today.
it's just gonna be me and you, or you gonna drop some other
Nah,
people on here?
it's just gonna be me. I don't know. We'll see how it go, man. Because I'm kind of pressed for time, and you know how it go down when you have a lot of people joining in, chiming in. Them shows tend to be
Oh
long, boy.
man, bruh,
You know.
and then then it turns into a lot of work because bruh, I tried to watch what's his name, man, live stream Grandmaster Troll. Oh my god, bro. Them dudes get on that joint and just be yelling and arguing and he don't even care. He just let them go wild. Motherfuckers be playing Kevin Samuels clips and little soundboard shit and all type of stuff. I'd be like, God damn, this is some
well,
clown shit right here. I don't even see how
well, his spot is pretty much, it's like a Jerry Springer spot, man. You know what I mean? It's anything goes. Where brothers just go over there just to cut
yeah,
loose. You know what I'm saying? And
I see.
it is what it is. I find this shit hilarious, man. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna learn too much over there. But man, you gonna get your laugh on. You definitely gonna get your laugh on. You gonna get your money's worth with the foolishness that be over there, man. Shit. So check it out. This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and segue right on into what's going on right here, man, because everybody, I don't know if y'all seen my last show where I was
Well,
basically talking about.
hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. You got to pay. You got to play the the 64K modem sound because the likes ain't up 50% of the engagement. We got 11 people watching and only 5 likes.
Hey, this is Big Mike, man. I don't give two.
Yeah, get the likes up.
I don't give a fuck about no likes. I don't give a fuck if niggas thumbs up my shit, thumbs down. We can have 100 niggas in here, and if only 5 niggas like it, it is what it is. I ain't doing that shit, man. I'm just cut different, man. I ain't about to remind that nigga to hit no like button.
Oh, the homies, they getting the likes up too, man. I was just joking, but
hey, it's all love, man. Yeah, we appreciate it, but hey, you definitely at the wrong show. If you expect me to stop the show and be like, get the likes up, fuck that. I don't give a. That shit just, that shit irritates me when I'm listening to some shit and a nigga tell me get the likes up, man. I'd be damn, I'd be low key irritated about it. Like, nigga, who you talking to, telling me what to do?
I'll turn that shit off. I'll just turn the shit off. I'll be like, hold on, let me help you get the ratio right by getting my view off this shit. I just click off the shit. Honestly. I mean, real talk, man. Like, I guess you said like segue part of what I was gonna hit on later on about this is just like, yo, how is it that when I scan YouTube and I scan through, certain people's like community tab or whatever, just looking at other people's pages, looking at the live streams, bro, it'd be like everybody's shit is like 3 hours long.
Right.
And I'm like, where do these cats get enough time in the day to watch all this shit? Like, if I look at a video and it's got 2 colons, meaning it's longer than an hour, I ain't watching the shit. Like,
right.
I ain't watching it, bro.
Shit, man. I mean, you gotta have a lot of time to invest in YouTube, man, to be sitting around listening to all these live streams, man. So basically what you got to do is you just got to find 1 or 2 content creators that you're really rocking with, man, because if you have about 5, if you got about 5 or 6 content creators that you like and they all doing like 3-hour live streams, nigga, there ain't enough time in the day to support everybody. It really ain't, man. You know what I mean? But for real, it's like, come on, man.
Especially if you got something going on in your life, like, y'all really stop it. And I mean, you know me, I'm a newlywed now. I have a hard time finding 45 minutes. And my wife don't be knowing what the fuck is going on. She be looking at me like, why you even watch that shit? Like, you right. Why am I watching this shit? I got
word, man.
I got classes to take.
Yeah, salute to Mr. Marcus Allen, man. You know what I mean? Salute to you, man. And once again, hey, I understand when cats is on here.
What up, Marcus? What up?
They want to get their likes up and shit, man. Because it's a business to them. You know what I mean? This ain't really a business for me. It's more so a labor of love. So I don't have them stringent rules like that. You know what I mean? Perhaps one day when I sell out, when I go ahead and go full-fledged YouTube, then I'll be begging for likes. I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. Yeah, but you really got to have...
Jones. Hey, salute pimps, Sweet James Jones in the building.
That's right, baby. That's right, man. Yeah,
salute.
We're going to go ahead and kick it over here, man. The party just getting started, man. It's just getting started, man. Shoot, man. So can I go ahead and segue now?
Go ahead, set it, man.
All right. So like I said, I was just talking about, oh my God, the amount of hateration that's over here in the black sector of the Manosphere of YouTube is just crazy, man. I was speaking on Angry Man, Obsidian Ali, Kevin Samuels and shit, man. And I was giving props to my boy Kev for actually, man, skyrocketing, man. Just I'm at a loss for words, man, how successful this dude is, man. Like I told you, I knew he had arrived when I was at a supermarket, and I'm looking for fresh fruits and vegetables, man. And I'm in the checkout line, and we got these 2 chicken heads, man, talking about Kevin, nigga. They're like, oh, I hate him. He ain't shit. The typical thing. I mean, they actually regurgitating the same talking points that you hear on YouTube about Kev. He been hurt. His mama didn't love him. Just goofy shit, man. I'm like, wow, man. I'm like, Kevin. Kevin is hurting these broads, man. You know what I mean? And I have watched his show. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty addicted to it, man, because it kind of mirrors what I have been doing with females for years, counseling them, and sitting them down and talking to them and shit, man. So I'm fascinated to just see someone doing it on a mass level, on a mass scale, like I've been doing it, man. And bruh, man, these dudes out here is butthurt that Kevin is actually making moves, man. And so I was talking about the positives of it. I was basically talking about how good it was to see a brother actually break out and possibly start going mainstream. But there was a flip side of that. The flip side was you got niggas that's gonna hate at the same time. But yet and still, I got um should I say, a text message from someone named Vector 313. Vector said, "Hey, man, uh, like, what's the deal, man? You basically posed a question. Is the Manosphere, the Black Manosphere, scared to go mainstream?" And I always thought that was the goal for the Black Manosphere to go mainstream. But it would appear that these niggas is getting cold feet, that they scared to go mainstream. Or maybe it's just that they just don't want the Manosphere to go mainstream as Kevin being the mascot of Red Pill Talking Points, and they would much rather it be
There
them.
you go.
So
There you go.
yeah,
There you
I
go.
would
There you
I
go.
would
There you
definitely like to know your perspective and your thoughts on that, Vector. What you got to say on it, man?
Well, I mean, it seems like really it seems like both. Um, I don't. I know they definitely don't want it to be Kevin to go mainstream, but it seems like they don't even want to go mainstream at all, man. Because Kevin, well, I mean, let me rewind just a little bit and talk about what you just said as far as like watching Kevin's show and knowing he was going to go mainstream. Um, I was watching him pretty much every day for a minute. Then I kind of fell back just because it was getting repetitive.
Right.
But it was also he also does a little bit of pump faking that when people try to come in and be cooperative, then he kind of twist shit sometimes. And I don't like the way he does that, but I know why he does that. It's
Right.
because he's trying to protect the rest of the manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to protect the rest of the manosphere. But um, and I mean that we could do a whole nother show on that, like the things I do disagree with what he says. Well, now it'll come up in this later on. But
Okay.
I do think they scared a little bit for Kevin Samuels to be the one who bring him mainstream because what Kevin Samuels does is he frames the argument around the quote unquote high value man. And then, since Kevin came out, people have been attacking him for that shit. Like, I think it was your man from the kitchen, Reg the bad guy, and some of the other guys used to always attack him on this high value, high value, high value, high value. And the thing is, from my perspective, the high value argument, Kevin frames the shit that way just so he can have the high ground in his arguments with
Mm-hmm.
women. It's just like,
Right.
okay, y'all got these complaints, but I'm not talking about those dudes over there. I'm talking about the high value men. And that's kind of where I think Kevin pump fakes because by his own admission, with his own statistics, the men that he talk about are in the minority, and 90% of these other niggas on YouTube in the manosphere that's like, cheerleading the motherfucker don't fall. They ain't they ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting it like that. What he always say, like the average income of the average black man in the United States is like 40, 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's why I think like Kevin be pump faking a lot because he'll get on the show and be like, he'll tell the women, I talk to these men all the time and they can't find good mates. And I'm like, bruh, how do you by your own statistics, you can't talk to these dudes all the time because these motherfuckers literally don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
and, the,
Okay.
and then in the next and then in the next breath, he'll tell women, well, all the women want these same men, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but then he'll say, I talk to these men all the time and they can't find good mates. And me, what I'm saying, real recognize real. Like, me, I get, my real life. I'm out here getting it. Like I am
Right. Right.
6 foot dude.
No
And
doubt.
I'm like, I don't understand how in one breath you can say, you can tell women that I talk to these guys all the time and all women want them, and then in the next breath say these men can't find women. Like, yo, all the dudes that I know that's getting it like me, they got pussy on call. Like, I don't
Right, right.
like, to me it's a contradiction. I'm like, nah, bro, you can't be talking about the same type of dudes. So then, to go all the way back to what we were talking about is, are they afraid to go mainstream? I think the thing is that once Kevin Samuels goes mainstream, and then people start coming to the argument and listening to these manosphere arguments, they're going to start finding out that a lot of these dudes in the black manosphere that's talking about they getting it and they doing this and they doing that, the motherfuckers really ain't getting it. And then on top of that, if you want people to cooperate with your program, you got to actually have a fucking program.
Mm-hmm.
Like the MGTOW and the ITMOR and all of that stuff, you sit back and you think like, all right, well, what do y'all dudes really want? And at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, you sitting there bitching, but like, what's the end? To what end? What's the end game? Even if we wanted to get at you, all you do is flip the argument back around and start complaining again. And it's just like, well, what the fuck? Like, nope, then you're just going to get ignored. And I think that's why they're afraid to go mainstream. Because if they actually get put in the spotlight and actually ask, what the fuck do you bring to the table? What do you want to do? And they ain't got no fucking answers, then everybody just going to ignore them anyway. Then they're going to be worse off than they started.
Well, let me ask you this, man. Because of course you an international player, or at least ex-player. You went ahead and tied the knot.
Shout out to Shout out C-Boogie in the
Okay,
building.
yeah, C-Boogie, what it is, man. What up, C-Boogie? And you know a lot of dudes that's out there that's getting money, got careers and whatnot. And you just told me that these dudes, I mean, they got pussy on call, hand over fist. But let's go back to what Kevin is talking about. Kevin is talking about it's a big difference between actually having females out there that you could just have a booty call with. Are these dudes that you know actually actively looking for wives, and have they found wife material out there instead of just booty call material?
Some have, some haven't. But there, yeah, some have and some haven't. The problem is, motherfuckers can't help themselves. I mean, I was in the same boat for a while. Like, it's a lot of wifey material to come past you, but it's one of them things. It's just like, well, what is my end game?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you, it goes back to, black man in America. Like, what is my end game? What am I getting this money for? What am I? If I am disenfranchised by the society as a black man in the United States, I'm a fourth class citizen. I don't have any
Mm-hmm.
political clout. The most recent election just showed black men that, hey, you ain't shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say like, why are all these black men supporting Trump? You got Ice Cube putting together the plan for Black America, going on to the panel, which one of the panel leaders is a woman that he put on, Lisa Ray,
Mm-hmm.
and all them women was like, we don't trust y'all motherfuckers. We're black women. We got our own agenda. We need to have our own shit. So then, as a black man who's out here getting it, at a certain point, you just kind of like, well, what the fuck? Like, why would I get married? Because if I build a family, what is it gonna do? Now, unlike me, a Pan African, like, my wife is African, and I plan on staying expatriated. I don't plan on coming back, so I can see a reason for me to have a family. But a lot of these dudes that just want to be in the States, they're just the other side of the coin of the black women. The black women are
Mm-hmm.
saying the same thing. They like, well, black women are like, well, why am I gonna, if I'm already getting what I need from white society, the only thing I could do by falling in line with you is at best get what I'm already getting, and at worst do less, because we out here getting like the statistics that y'all throwing at us about, Kevin Samuels is coming out and saying, listen, black men aren't really making money like that for what you want. So they like, well, why the fuck would we even go there? Like, we can do bad by ourselves. And it's the flip side of the same coin as the black men. We can do bad by ourselves by not getting married. Black women are like, well, we can do bad by ourselves by just getting whatever we want from society. And since nobody has a shared land, a shared religion, a shared ideology, neither side feels the point of the other side. They don't value the other side. So then it's like, okay, what do these YouTubers that are in the black manosphere, what do they really gain by the manosphere going mainstream? It has no fucking end game. But if it goes mainstream and motherfuckers like Vector start, not like Vector, because I don't give a fuck. I'm not a social, I'm not a media personality. But if you get these media personalities start breaking them down, that there's really no end game to the movement, then what happens to the YouTubers who make money from the shit? Then then the shit goes away. So that's why you got people mad that Kevin Samuels was being out front, because the motherfuckers who pimping the black men in the black manosphere by selling this high value man, or overselling themselves, like you this motherfucker in the manosphere and saying I'm this and this, when they probably really ain't that. The dude who's pimping the black manosphere can get the super chats, all this other shit. But if it goes mainstream, there ain't no super chat. Why do I need to get on super chat if Kevin Samuels is on CNN? Like, I don't even need to get on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Hey, check it out. You hit the nail on the head. That was gonna be my next point right there, man. As far as Kev going mainstream, I hate to put this in street vernacular, street metaphors and euphemisms and whatnot, but it comes down to the government legalizing dope. The street Negro who's actually making money hand over fist out there in the streets selling dope, he don't want his product to go mainstream, nigga.
Right.
He don't want
right.
that. You undercutting him. You fucking up his money. You fucking up his hustle. You know what I mean? Anytime the government comes in and says, okay, we're going to make marijuana, we're going to legalize the shit, that just messes up the street niggas' hustle. So the street niggas like, no, you would think it'd be the opposite. You would think they'd be like, yeah, make it legal, make it mainstream. That way I can get in on it. But no, when you do that, you kind of mess up the price. The price comes down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the street Negro, he's cut out. He can't really get into the market. He's been boxed out of the market once the shit goes mainstream. And man, you hit it. Man, you read my mind, Jack, when you said that. Because I think, that's one of the main things that these Negroes fear, that if Kevin actually breaks all the way through, you know what I mean, and people really start listening to what he's talking about and his talking points or whatever, then I think that a lot of dudes out here on YouTube fear that they're not going to be needed, or they're not going to be their hustle is not going to be as lucrative as it was in the past. I feel that. I understand. Good, Vector. You smart, man. You're smart. That's what I'm talking about, man. And let's talk about these dudes out here that's crying and bitching and belly aching because he's only talking about high value men. My thing is, look, Negro, find your lane. This is Kevin's lane. He wants to basically focus in on this. This is his focus. High value men with these delusional broads. That's his focus. That's his hustle. That's how he's doing what he's doing. If you don't like it, take your ass on somewhere, start up your own channel. You know what I mean? And you talk about what you want to talk. Niggas kill me always trying to regulate what you talking about. You should only be talking about this, or you should be talking about that, or you should be adding it. No, he talking about what he want to talk about. Quit crying and belly aching because he ain't, doing A, B, C, and D that you want him to do, man. The Negroes is like bitches, man. Straight up bitches. Was you about to say something?
I was about to say exactly what you just said.
Yeah, man. Straight up bitches. But hey, let me go ahead and pin you to the wall right here, because I'm not necessarily sure where you reside on the Kevin Samuels so-called hype train or not. Do you think that he is good for the Black Manosphere or bad, or do you think that he deserves this hate that he's getting, or do you think that it's unwarranted?
As far in reference to the Black Manosphere,
right?
If he's good or bad,
yeah.
I don't. I mean, To be perfectly honest, I don't think Kevin Samuels is part of the Black Manosphere. When you talk
Okay.
about,
Okay.
because here's the thing. Here's the thing. The manos, the greater Manosphere, the MGTOW movements, the IBMOR movements, the SYSBM. The core selling points was supposed to be men's rights, right? It's supposed to
Right.
be changing men's rights, giving them more, giving them more capital in society. What we found out is that as the movement over the last 10 years or so hasn't really pushed forward any policy, it's turned into Manosphere turned into MGTOW SYSBM, which is like, okay, we can't get any policy passed, so we're just going to remove ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's kind of like a scorched earth type of thing. Well, Kevin Samuels is approaching his entire thing is improve your value to the community and society on both sides.
Right.
Black men improve themselves, black women improve themselves. Well, why are you improving yourself? You're improving yourself to contribute to the greater society. But then the greater society is dominated by the by the dominant society, which is the Anglo European. So when you look at the black manosphere, especially nowadays, man, all these black manosphere dudes do is sit around and shit on the pro blacks and shit on Pan Africanism, and it's just like, but y'all motherfuckers have no end game. Once if you can sit around all day and say that black men are disenfranchised because of slavery, all the way up to Jim Crow, all the way up to the welfare state that pushed the black man out of the family, then how can you ignore all of the greater social problems would come with you not having your own land infrastructure, nation, or shared ideology? That's
Mm-hmm.
why I think all the motherfuckers is hypocrites. They'll sit around all day long and shit on Dr. Umar Johnson and say he's stealing money, but at the same time, hey, at the bare minimum, at least Umar bought a fucking building and he trying to build something for black boys. Half the shit, the talking points that y'all got is Umar making them same talking points trying to help black boys, but then you shitting on the nigga.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what is your end game? That's why nobody takes you seriously because you have nihilistic viewpoints. It's like we just gonna tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. You should be following us. All right, where are we following you, motherfucker? Off a cliff?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you
Mm-hmm.
going? And a lot of these motherfuckers cannot answer that question. Where are they going? They can't even get along with each other. They beefing with each other. They form a clique online, then they beef the clique out. Form another clique online, beef the clique out. The women come over and say, "All right, we trying to get down with y'all. Why y'all letting the women over here?" Like, wait a minute, nigga. I thought you was trying to get women straight, and now the women are over here. The women talking to Kevin Samuels, and y'all bitching about that too. Like y'all, like you just said, they act like bitches. They just never stop complaining. When are you nigga? And we knew this from I was part of what was called quote unquote the first gender war. Me, led of course by the infamous Sergeant Willie Pete.
Right.
Soul and Black, uh, myself. There was what's my man name with the British accent? He was really dope. Anyway, all those
Thug
dudes and
tissue.
Thug Titian, Pink Elephant. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all those dudes. And it was a situation where at the end of the day, Captain Solo,
All right.
it finally came to the end point where it's like, yo, what's up with these dudes? Because at the end of the day, if we get these women to come around, these dudes still ain't doing shit, and they don't want to do shit. And that's we
Mm.
right back to that same thing. But now, if the shit goes mainstream, they really gonna see, hey, these dudes ain't. They don't really want to do shit. They really don't want to do shit.
Mm.
That's my opinion.
Damn. Mm. All right. Well, let
So,
me ask
so
you.
the answer to go back to your question: is Kevin Samuels good or bad for the Manosphere? He might be good because he's kind of a fucking slap in the reality face that these niggas need to get their shit together. That's why they hate on our boy C Boogie, right? C Boogie say, hey, C Boogie say self improvement, and they trying to
Right.
kick C Boogie out the Manosphere.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm, mm, mm.
So
Yeah, man.
Alan
Oh,
Roger Curry, self improvement. C Boogie, self improvement.
right.
These motherfuckers, nah, these niggas need to get their shit together. bitches just need to fall in line. Hey, man, listen. Pay. I grew up on James Brown. You gotta pay the fucking cost to be the boss. I've said that on your podcast many times. You gotta pay the
Right.
cost to be the boss. These niggas don't want to pay shit.
All right, check this out. Let me go ahead and play devil's advocate here. Okay. The theme here, the accusation, as far as Kevin Samuels is concerned, these so-called manosphere individuals who claim that, you know, Kevin's bad for the manosphere, black manosphere, they say that he is a Trojan horse. He has been elected or selected by the social engineers, by the oligarchs to infiltrate the black manosphere to destroy it from within. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how is that supposed to happen and by what means is that supposed to happen? Because, like I said, I'm out and I'm listening to these broads, you know, because the thing is, they're saying, you know, women are basically putting him over and women are putting him on. And somehow, some way, they're saying that he's somehow pandering to women. I'm like, what show are you niggas watching, man? He be grilling broads, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he be straight up eviscerating these chicks, man. And I'm not tuning in. No, I'm lying. I am tuning in because, you know, it's a freak show. It is a train wreck, man, of monumental
Yeah,
proportions.
it
It
is.
is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like he's bad for the manosphere because he got all these women over here and he's cupcaking and pandering. I'm like, man, he ain't giving these chicks the business when they deserve it. As far as what I see, you know, he's fair for the most part. But then again, going back to what you said, sometimes I think he does some things over the top just because he does understand that this is entertainment. He didn't get to the level that he's at by being boring and just having civil discourse with these women because civil discourse is boring and no one's going to tune in for that shit. Quiet as is kept, most of these women are actually picking up that phone and they want to get the business, man. Me and you, we know a lot about female psychology, man. And then we got a lot of these Captain Save a Hoe ass niggas, just like, what's that bitch ass nigga? Ringo TV Raw. Oh, this nigga. I just want to smack this nigga. He did man.
What did he say? What did he say?
Bruh, he did some shit the other day. I tuned in for his live stream he had. It was disgusting. He was pandering so hard. He had his cape on so hard for bitches, man. He's like, what you ladies don't realize is he's taking advantage of you and he's using you, sisters and you goddesses, and y'all don't need to be putting up. I'm like, oh my God, nigga, will you stop? I'm like,
Oh,
look, this, huh?
he came with the he hit him with the Umar Johnson talking about, oh, you
Yeah,
don't need to be
man.
validated. You don't need to be
Yeah.
validated.
This goofy ass shit, man. This reminds me of me doing my hustle, right? You know how many niggas hated on me? You know what I mean? Here I am. I'm like 300 pounds running around the city with a video camera filming females giving me blowjobs, right? And so it's all sorts of so-called square dudes and pimp type thug dudes mad and pissed off at me. And the only thing that they was doing, they was talking smack. They was talking shit about me. They was to the broad. They like, oh, why you fucking with that fat ass nigga, man? That
Trying to throw the
fat nigga
shine.
this. Yeah, fat nigga that fat. He using you. He abusing. They don't understand that all the only thing that does in the mind of a woman that makes her want to bond with you tighter. That makes her want to really see what you about. You know what I mean? It
Right.
just they don't understand it works in just the opposite direction. You running around here caping and cupcaking for broads, shit talking about you the queen of the universe and he shouldn't be treating you that way and I would treat you much better. Women hate that shit, man. I got 20 years of documented footage. You know, I got females on the phone laughing and joking and it just oh my God, man! Some of the things I've seen with how
Well,
these women get down with these dudes is horrendous, man. How they make you think one way, but reality is actually another way. Oh wait, what was you about to say?
no, I was gonna say, well, it's that's a we Gen Xers, so it's like that's one of them Gen X things where motherfuckers was raised on Keith Sweat and Brian McKnight,
Right.
and they think that the way to get at a woman is to pander. but not necessarily. But these motherfuckers ain't showing shit. Like it's one thing to tell a chick that she getting treated wrong, but if you ain't showing them nothing else, they gonna look at you like, well, at least this motherfucker is giving me what I want in the time. Because what a
Hey,
lot
hold
of
on,
dudes
hold on,
don't
hold on,
understand.
hold on. My fault. Hold on 1 second. Uh, all
Yeah.
hail, all hail, the great one has arrived. Center of the board, center of the board.
Oh,
Yeah,
Tony.
Tony,
Okay,
Tony.
Tony.
Your greatness. Would you like a link? Your greatness.
Yes, get Tony up in here.
Would you like a link? Your greatness. Uh. But go ahead with what you was talking about, man.
I'm just saying, like dudes talk a good. Bottom line is, a lot of dudes talk a good game, but
Right.
they ain't showing nothing in the moment. They ain't showing nothing in the moment. So
Huh. Email. I'm just getting used to this shit, man. This technology. Tony Maceo. He probably don't want it. He too good for us. He too good to come
who,
over here on
Tony?
YouTube. Yeah. He said he done with these YouTube niggas, man. He like, I'm done. I don't know. Like, I'm not be rolling around with none of you YouTube scum.
Cause I mean, because man, motherfuckers got real lives, man. Like I still don't understand these 3, 4 times a week, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour motherfucking live streams. Like, get a job, motherfucker. Get a job. Y'all niggas is really on YouTube, keeping the app open on your phone for 3 hours,
Right.
and then they'll get on another live stream and be like, well, such and such said on the live stream yesterday, and I'll be like, nigga, ain't nobody watch that shit. Like, I ain't got time to. How do you have time to be on to know everybody's business on everybody's live stream? Like, we know you ain't got no job. How you and then you on talk you running behind Kevin Samuels talking about I'm a high value man. Like, nigga, unless you get the lottery, it ain't no way you on YouTube all day every day and you make 6 figures.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Goddamn. Hey, C-Boogie,
It just
man.
logically don't make sense.
I want to
Are you gonna
send
get Bug on here?
C-Boogie a link too if you want to jump on. But I don't know his email. Mm-mm. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, man, I was just thoroughly, utterly disgusted, man, listening to Ringo TV Raw. Man, this nigga, man, he's you sisters.
Yeah, I
You
never
don't
understood
need
that.
to subject yourself to that abuse. And I'm like, he evidently he has not actually heard Kevin have a civil conversation with some of these females, and he's actually helped them. I mean, he said a number of things on his live stream which was false and erroneous. He's basically said that he's never helped anybody, and I mean, he he has individuals. I don't think men. I don't think any men have stepped forward, but it's been females who have actually stepped forward and said that Kevin has actually helped them in their relationships. You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, come on, man,
Well,
stop.
that's the crazy. Now, see, that's the crazy part, though, right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the crazy part. That's I think that's the sneak hustle right there.
Right.
Just just like our boys. Shout out Alan Roger Curry. I said this about ARC in one. Remember, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, you and I did. We did an Alan Roger Curry show, and I said that a lot of dudes come to ARC's channel to get beat down, just like women go to Kevin Samuels to get beat down.
Hey, hold
And
on one
ARC,
sec. I'm sorry. Hey,
go ahead.
Tony, I sent the link to your Tony Maceo Gmail. Tony Maceo Gmail. That's what I sent the link to.
Hey,
All
and
right, go ahead.
Boogie just put his email in the chat.
Oh, okay. Hold on. There we go. Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, what I was saying is, just like Alan Roger Curry. I used to say Alan Roger Curry, his YouTube videos shitting on y'all doesn't matter because he makes his real money helping people through private training and the BDSM for couples. And I think Kevin Samuels is the same way. I don't think nothing that Kevin Samuels says on his live stream actually helps black men or black women in singles. But I do
Right.
think I do think that his advice to couples helps, and he makes his money on his I think with his consultation with couples and his image consultation. All that shit he telling black women about black men, that shit ain't helping them.
Right.
That shit ain't helping. I don't think that shit helps single. I'm sorry, the single black women. I don't think that shit helps them at all. Because at the end of the day, by his, and that's the beauty. That's why the hustle is so fucking amazing. And so he's sitting there. He literally sitting there telling you that he's selling you some bullshit. He's selling you a dream, just like Steve Harvey. He's sitting there saying, "Hey, you do know that all of these men that y'all want, that y'all think making six figures, like hardly nobody makes that shit. And most of the people who do make that shit already have fucking wives or 100 fucking girlfriends." But he'll say that shit, but not say it, and then get all of these women come on the panel chasing the motherfucking dragon, like they chasing a dream, bro. Like, and he's telling you it's a fucking dream, but it's magnet for whatever reason. People keep calling in. It's just like, hey, you know what I mean?
Okay. Hold on. Let me once again trying to send out these links right quick. Way. Okay, there we go. Let me send that. And Bug, I sent you a link, man. I just sent Tony another one. Here we go. All right, well, let me ask you this, man. This is gonna be your favorite topic. Do you think that individuals are needlessly hating on Kevin, i.e., angry man?
King Hippo.
There you go. There you go. Now why you call him that, man? Why you call Angry Man King Hippo, man? We gotta get you just can't be saying shit. You gotta show and prove it, man. You gotta show and prove it, man.
I mean, everybody knows he's a hypocrite, man.
Oh, really now?
I told you back in 2015 when he got on that live stream screaming at people talking about y'all motherfuckers don't donate, y'all don't donate, y'all get on YouTube and donate to video gamers, but won't donate to me. And then what first thing he did, that motherfucker, when he got kicked off YouTube, he went on Twitch TV, which is made for fucking video gamers. Like the dude just flows wherever he thinks some money is gonna be at. He's a fucking hypocrite, bro. We all know this shit.
Something tells me you just don't like homeboy.
I mean, it ain't personal. I don't know the nigga. He don't make me none either way. You don't make me none either way. I'm just saying the dude is a hypocrite. And then he looked like he throw haymakers, and then he opened his big ass mouth to throw one big haymaker, and then somebody like Grandmaster Troll jab him in the mouth and then start punching him in the stomach, like King Hippo, like Mike Tyson punch him. That one.
Okay, all right. Well, that aside, when we talking about his adverse reaction to Kevin Samuels' success, do you think he has any sort of, put your personal feelings aside, let's try and judge this on its merits here. As far as Angry Man being upset that Kevin Samuels is on the verge of possibly breaking out and being mainstream, do you think that Angry Man has a leg to stand on as far as him being angry, pissed off about the whole situation?
I don't know the depths of what he's even angry about. I don't watch the motherfucker. I just seen, clips of people saying he hating on him. But you tell me, what exactly is he saying that's hating on Kevin Samuels? Like, what is he exactly mad about?
See, that's the a good thing. He's never really pinpointed exactly what Kevin is doing that is going to adversely affect the Black Manosphere. His main thing was he's stealing my talking points. He's stealing my flavor and my swag and shit of that nature. And I'm thinking, and at the same time, he's saying that that Kevin Samuels is destroying the Black Manosphere, which makes no sense. If Kevin is stealing your talking points, he's talking red pill talking points, but then you turn around and say he's destroying the Manosphere. I'm like, well, he would be destroying the Manosphere with your talking points. Well, go ahead.
All right, let me address those two things.
All right.
Like I said, I haven't heard it firsthand, but I will say this: the first thing you said, well, he's stealing talking points. Listen, everybody that's around right now is stealing talking points from Sergeant Willie P. Sergeant, all y'all motherfuckers are stealing talking points. If we really want to go at it, ain't nobody online say anything different than SWP was saying back in fucking 2008.
Uh-huh.
All right, and
except
on top
for
of that
city.
Exactly. And shout out Tony Maceo in the building. And the thing is, all of us as black men have basically gone through the same black experience. I mean, people can come to the same conclusion if they're going through similar experience. So it's like, come on, man. Nobody's stealing talking points from you. But the other thing is this: when you're saying he's destroying the Black Manosphere, it goes to what I was saying earlier about Kevin framing his arguments around higher value men and high value women. When you're talking about value, Kevin Samuels' talking points is you have to have not only do you have to have the money, but you have to have a network of men that are of value, and you have to be willing to use your network and resources to contribute to the community. So those last 2 points, what that does is it flies directly into the face of SYSBM and MGTOW, because Kevin Samuels is now telling men that in order for you to be high value, you have to contribute to society and the community. And we all know that the opposite of that is happening in the Manosphere is they want to fight a war of attrition. They want you to withdraw from the community. So in that case, Angry Man is correct. He's saying Kevin Samuels is framing everything in the context of black men need to be better. Black women need to cooperate with black men so we can build black families and black communities. But you got all these nihilistic motherfuckers in the Black Manosphere that's saying, MGTOW, save yourself. Don't involve yourself with the community. So yes, and then that's why they're afraid that Kevin Samuels is going to go mainstream. Because if Kevin Samuels sets the bar, Kevin Samuels is bringing all of the girls to his stream, bringing all the attention, bringing these women that are cooperative in, then the brothers who actually, the real Black Manosphere brothers that really have something going on, that's on the edges, are going to navigate back into society.
All right, check it out. Hold on.
And hold on, let me finish that thought. And those are the dudes who have the money to come on to the live streams and give super chats and donations and subscriptions, because those are the guys who really actually have some spare money. So he's taking those guys on the edge away from what we call the street hustler. What you said, the street hustler, the weed dealer, and he mad that now that there's a fucking dispensary on the corner that's selling high grade weed.
All right.
And now he pushed out of the market.
All right, hold on. Well, let me get my other players up in here, man. Shout outs to Snuggles and I Buy Miami coming in, hollering at the players on this live stream, man. C-Boogie, man. You there? C-Boogie?
Hey, what up, man?
Hey, what you got to contribute to this mess that we got going on, man, in the Manosphere, man? I know you got something to say.
Man, first I want to start out, man. Vector, man, I'm a big fan. Like I know you ain't even got no channel and shit, but I'm a fan of Logic, and I'm a fan of I guess I would say even kill balanced people. I don't give a fuck if you got a channel or not.
Right,
But
right.
but back
Yeah.
to what you were saying, Mike.
Respect, bro. Respect. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, here's my thoughts on it. As far as I'm concerned, at this point, Kevin Samuels is mainstream. I've been out in public too, at gas stations. I've been in my car. I've heard people listening to him. These don't really strike me as people that spend a lot of time on YouTube, but Kevin has crept into a lot of people's living rooms. So as far as I'm concerned, he's either there or on the cusp of being mainstream. When they say Kevin's name, they usually say it in the company of Steve Harvey or something like that. Um, Now here's what I got to say about the mainstream piece.
Mhm.
Now it's one thing to be on YouTube and people may have people Googling your name or something like that or checking out a little background check. That's light work. Anybody name could be Googled, but once you start going mainstream and they put them bright lights on you, and we know the kind of characters that have came through this space. To me, a lot of guys shouldn't want that. We talking about niggas with wild domestic violence in the background. You get to talking about niggas with 7, 8 baby mamas. Child support backed up to Methuselah. You know, you start getting into all of that. Um, it's going to come right back on black men. Point blank. Period. I mean, look what they already doing to Kevin. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Putting out old pictures and stuff like that. So I personally look at it and just think, well, would it be smart for these guys to go mainstream? And from my vantage point, because I from my vantage point, I would say y'all better not do that. Look what they doing to Donovan.
Mhm.
So once these mainstream people start digging, and when they dig, they dig. Let's say a TMZ was to pay one of these niggas baby mom was 60 grand to sit on somebody's couch. Do you really want that? It,
Hmm.
and this bitch get up there talking about like, yeah, this nigga never seen his kids. Fuck you talking about online time. So it's gonna be a lot of that. You know what I mean? And that's just how I feel about it. But on his face, going mainstream, look, as long as if the focus is black male, I guess advancement and progression, um, if that is the focus, then him going mainstream, it can't be bad. But what I know to be fact, not really my opinion,
Okay.
these smoke and mirrors, bro. And I'll stop right there.
Okay, okay. Hey, Tony. Oh, hail the great one, Tony Maceo. Where you at, man? Magneto, wake up. Man, what you doing, man? You ain't even near your
I
mic.
think it's altogether different.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got drama. Tony.
Am I muted or am I unmuted? Oh,
I mean, I
thought I
muted
muted.
you, Vector, because you had a lot of background noise going on.
Oh no, I wanted to just comment on what Boogie said
Oh,
before
no, no,
Tony come
no.
in and just kill us. Tony gonna kick down the Empire
How
State
long you
Building.
how long you gonna be now? We got Tony
No,
waiting here.
just a couple. Yeah, I just wanted to compound on what Boogie said.
All right, go ahead.
When it
Go ahead.
comes to going mainstream, you want people to be beyond reproach, right?
Okay.
And
Right.
I think what the Manosphere has started to do in the last year or so, they know that. That's why they've been trying to put Dr. T. Hassan Johnson up front. They've been trying to put Dr. Ron O'Neill up front. All these cats run behind BGS because BGS put in whatever work he put in, in his youth to middle age. So I think, and that's kind of like one of the main reasons that, we saw Angry Man fall out with BGS because Angry Man complains about, well, I don't have a PhD and I'm this, I'm just a street dude, and these dudes are stealing my points. But the rest of the manosphere knows that if we're gonna go mainstream and we want to be taken seriously, we got to have serious dudes up front.
Mm-hmm.
And Boogie just hit it. He said they already trying to tear Kevin Samuels down. They talking about he used to be married, posting mug pictures of child support and all that stuff. So yes, I agree with Boogie. What Boogie just said, like it can be good, but you got to have people up front that's like real stand up people.
Okay.
That's all I want to say.
All right. Now Tony's monkey ass done dropped off. Tony's device not connected. Tony, I don't know where you live, but every time I fucks with you, man, you always got some bullshit going on with your connection, man. God damn. Tony? Tony Maceo? Magneto? Oh, shit, man. Tony, can you hear me? All right, we got dead air going on here, man. All right, anybody else want to interject a little bit of something here? All right, let me go ahead and put C-Boogie in the hot seat. I don't know what's going on with Tony. Can't hear Tony. He ain't saying nothing. C-Boogie, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
Okay. Do you think that the amount of pushback that Kevin is getting, do you think it's warranted from other content creators? Do you actually see Kevin as a content thief? Do you see Kevin as someone who is bad for the Black Manosphere in general?
That's a good question because I never thought about it in terms of everybody. I just know my dealings with Kevin on a personal level,
right?
But I don't know, man. I've always been split between everybody's opinion on Kevin because you got to understand, I was around where these niggas hated Kevin. You know, see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was around when they was running them off of panels and stuff like that. So the same guys that was calling them certain names is super chatting them now. So I'm a little confused. I don't know if it's just jealousy, like because the nigga's successful, or do they really feel like he's taking the talking points? Because look, I've heard some of my lingo on Kevin's channel, but it wasn't nothing that I needed to scream to the heavens about. I mean, I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? It's
right.
It's like Jay-Z say, man, you made it a hot. I made it a hot long. He made it a hot song. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
So my thing is, I don't really give a damn about stuff like that. I think guys understand that the tide is about to change. And I'll keep it short like this, man. What was the biggest thing that was said a couple years ago? Guys wanted these women to have a conversation, right?
Exactly.
And they were saying that, well, the women didn't want to have a conversation. That found out that was not true. The women, obviously, by Kevin Samuels' numbers every night, they do want to have a conversation, but they don't want to have it with them. They want to have it with Kevin or what Kevin represents.
Okay.
And that's just how I see it. So is it a little a YouTube jealousy in there? Yeah, I have to say yeah. Because I think a lot of these guys would love to have the conversation. This is what they've been screaming. I want to force a conversation. But it comes back to, this is my last point. If the women decide to have a conversation, but they don't want to have it with you, what is your contingency plan? And I'll leave it at that.
Tricking. Better motherfucker, you fatten that wallet or something, man. You gotta bring something to get her attention, man. I don't know what to tell these brothers, man. Some of these brothers is living in fantasy world,
Yo, but
man.
am I off, Mike?
No,
That
you
was
ain't
what they
on.
said. We want to
Yeah,
have a conversation with the women.
yeah. And now that it's here, gift wrapped and packaged and put in a nice little, present for you, man. I mean, a lot of y'all don't even want to capitalize off that, man. I've done a couple of podcasts, man, or shows where I've told brothers, man, like if you can't necessarily fit in to the groove of being that mandingo Negro, you know what I mean, that a female just looks at right off the grip and she wants to go ahead and give it to you like instantaneously, then I mean you got to find another way. You got to find another way to get in there, man. And one of the key things that I've always found out, of course, the art of conversation, which Kevin Samuels, and it's kind of, I could be one of these Negroes sitting up here. He stole my talking points. And shit. Well, he really didn't, because certain things are universal. And any brother who's worth his salt in the game knows that women are extremely verbal and they love conversation. And that's always been one of my, bruh, I used to kill him and knock him dead with the whole aspect of having them come on over, get relaxed, get you some smoke, get you some drink, and let's talk. Now, a lot of Negroes in here who are toxic in the manosphere be like, oh man, you trying to groom niggas, just to be an emotional tampon. You try to groom these niggas to be the gay male friend. I'm like, no, there's ways that you do this, man. There's nuances to it where you can get this shit off and you can still garner respect from the female and somehow get some sort of attraction going on between you and old girl, man. You don't have to be an emotional tampon and listen to a female. You know what I mean? Kevin is proving that shit every night. He is sitting there, he is talking to him, he is listening to him, he is reasoning with him. But when they step out of line, he crack them with the whip. That's not the gay male friend vibe there. And these women are attracted to that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be calling, embarrassing their motherfucking self on a regular basis. They crave and they want that shit, man. So I've tried to impress upon fellas, man, like, look, if you just don't have that instantaneous animal attraction, I mean, you're going to have to build it somehow. And sometimes, just sitting down, conversing with a woman, actually having genuine concern for her wants and her needs. And you can give her all the advice in the world, but as you can see on Kevin's show, you can give them advice, but 90% of them ain't going to take it because they just want to talk and they just want to be heard. They're not really, they're not interested in a two-way street here. You know what I'm saying? They just want to talk and they just want to be heard. They just want to run their mouth and they just want to be heard.
Well, think about it like this, Mike.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. What you just said is 1,000% correct.
Right.
Now, I have my own little way of saying it on my channel when I talk about getting a woman's mask off.
Right.
To me, that's mandatory. Personally, I wouldn't give a damn how attracted a woman is to me. I'm getting the mask off anyway because that's just protocol. I feel like everything is a lot better. I don't like to deal with a lot of women on the surface level, unless it's maybe we leaving the club or something like that. But so I've always been a proponent of that. But it's like this. Think about sex, right? What you know about sex. Besides the, like you say, the animal attraction, the organic lust where y'all jumping bones instantly. Sex is just a reaction of a man resonating with a woman. It's just a simple consequence that happens. And I think a lot of times we overthought this because usually niggas just talking about sex online, all of that other shit I think is fluff, so if we only talking about sex, it's just a natural consequence of a man vibing with a woman. And last time I checked, niggas ain't going up to women talking about shut up, bitch, bow down, kiss the ring. I mean, that shit rarely ever works. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to vibe out. But you ain't got to be no simp about it. I think guys have went to the extreme. Vibing with a woman is vibing with a woman. Now you ain't gonna take her shit, you know what I'm saying, or you ain't going, bend over or nothing like that. But oh, dog, this stuff is not that serious. So yeah, man, I agree with you, man. I just think a lot of guys don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And they frown upon it. catching the vibe and loosening the tension with women. And every man don't have that ability, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
let me chime in real quick on that. That was actually put on display, Boogie. If you remember, the guys in the Black Manosphere destroyed BGS and destroyed his BGS for Women's channel, and he had a lot of women on coming in on his panels for the BGS for Women.
yeah, I'm not too familiar with that. I've heard about it, but I may have only. I don't think I ever listened to it. But if that's the case, then I would say I've heard some of these guys on panels with women, and the only word that come to mind is awkward. You know what I'm saying? And that lets me know one thing: like, yo, if you can't get this right online, you ain't gonna be able to get this right in a woman's face. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I don't personally think like I say, smoke and mirrors, man. That's the best way I could put it. I don't think a lot of these guys are even dealing with women like that. So kind of is what it is.
Well, let me ask you this, man. I gotta go ahead and ask you something, man. But maybe this situation has burned your biscuits. C-Boogie. Let's test you right quick. Test you.
Sure.
Shit, hold up. All right. Do you feel some type of way that Kevin Samuels shouted out Obsidian on the Tasha K show? Do you feel some type of way about that? Do you feel that you should be hating on Obsidian for that? Do you feel that you should be hating on Kevin for that? I don't know. How do you feel, man? Is your biscuits burned that he got the shout out and you didn't?
Nah, not at all. Actually, I haven't even watched that because I heard some people talking about it. I haven't even
Right.
watched it. See what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
I don't. Some of this stuff I'll kick it with you behind the scenes with. I don't even keep up with a lot of that stuff at this point, man. And there's no disrespect to anybody. No, for real. There's no disrespect to nobody.
I get you, man.
I wish everybody success, but at the end of the day, there's no point for me to even watch the smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
There's no point.
Your biscuits ain't burnt, not even a little bit.
Nah, man, nah.
Okay, all right. I'm just asking. Yeah.
Let's be real.
Right.
Obsidian, and I've always gave him credit, even when me and Obsidian made videos going against each other. Okay. I think Obsidian is very talented. I think that
no doubt
his statistics are fucked up. I went back and read some of those books, Disintegration, a couple of them Thomas Sowell's books. I went back and read them. That's not what they said, so he's kind of getting over it a little bit. But the point is this. I think the little nigga deserves some credit.
Okay, that's what's up.
Okay. I do. Out of all of these guys, I feel like Obsidian got the talent, and he got a voice for the radio piece. You know what I mean? So I think he should get his just due. I know we count him out because he's like the little fly at the barbecue.
Shit. Oh, my fault, dog. The little fly at the barbecue. That's what's up. Oh, shit. Well, y'all, I don't know what's going on, man. I tried to get Tony on this motherfucker, man. Tony, you got a janky ass internet service, I guess. I don't know. Well, shit, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll go ahead and drop the link for anyone who actually wants to jump on here. I'm gonna go ahead and try and extend this to 1 hour and 30 minutes. Shit, man. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, 90-minute show. So we got about 16, 17 minutes to go. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Let me ask back a couple questions, man.
Go ahead, do your thing. Do you
while you
think?
dropping your links. You know what I mean? Let me
All
pick
right.
Vector's brain for a second. And
Okay, yeah.
Vector,
What's up,
what
man? I apologize if I got bad. I didn't know what's going on, but all right, go ahead.
yeah, man. So I mean, my thing is this, as black men, with all the issues that we face in this society, which can be many, especially depending on how much money you make. You know what I'm saying? And we do have a lot of issues. You named some earlier. You know, why do you think that when a rubber meets the road and when it's really time for some action, nothing rarely ever gets done? Because if you let most guys online tell it, bro, they have every solution in the book. I mean, they got the solution. They know the problems is weighed out, but a lot of things don't go past that. And I think it's a little fear. You know what I mean? Personally, is what I think. I think fear holds us back. But anytime we try to talk about some real male issues, a nigga gets shot down. But don't it seem like we come alive when it's time to talk about the women? It's like niggas stop what they doing, pull a car over, pull up a chair to the computer. Oh man, we gonna get it in. But when it's time for any kind of action for black men, I'm telling you, man, it's like a ghost town. You see what I'm saying? Like, what you think, man?
I think it's fear, but not. It depends on what type of fear you're talking about. I think it's most guys at the end of the day, we know that in American society, black people as a whole make up what 13%, right? So then you go back and you say, okay, half of those are of voting age, right? So you're talking about 8%, 8% of black people. Even if you could get all black people to line up together in a row, your voting block, your political voting block, only makes up about 7 or 8% the entire U.S. population. If you're not even including people that are incarcerated or previous felons that can't even vote. So when you're living in a situation where we as black people are diluted because we're such a small number in the overall society, then on top of that, in modern day, we're seeing that we're being even more diluted by continental African Americans or Caribbeans who are now being reclassified as black in our voting blocks in the United States society. You get to a point where brothers say, okay, we know we got a solution, but we don't have a critical number. We can't get the critical numbers. And the only way we can get the critical numbers is if we at very first rebuild the family. So that's why they get up for the women, because it's like, okay, first things first, we got to get these numbers up. And the only way we're going to get these numbers up is if we start making babies and making families. So I think deep down underneath all of that frustration that we see in the manosphere where people are like, fuck bitches and we going our own way, we all know that these dudes really want women in their life.
Right.
It's all bullshit. Right. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been proven time and time again in these YouTube streets, whether you're talking about gender war, Manosphere 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. At the end of the day, everybody ends up bringing women back into the conversation. We saw it with Obsidian. And Obsidian used to be the biggest, women bashing. The next thing you know, when women started coming to the table, they like, let's do it. BGS Idmore, the same thing. He tried to bring women in with that channel, and now we're seeing it with Kevin. We're seeing women engaging, and and the men are there. They're like, okay. And that's why Kevin is being successful with men of means, because he's seeing it out there. Like, okay, whether or not you're going to buy 100% into, U.S. Western society, or if you're going to try to break out and do your own thing, at the end of the day, you still got to start with the family unit. So I think that's what happens is there's a fear because you don't have the numbers behind you. You don't have the black men can't come together, and then they can't come together with the women. You don't have a critical mass. That's why when you start talking about the black nationalists or whatever, they always talking about, hey, you got to have something. You got to have a share. You look at the state of Israel right now, they over there tearing stuff up, but they were in the same situation we were in less than a century ago. But what happened? Their women and their men and their shared religion formed a strong enough bond between all of them that they could build off of that. But as black people, man, we don't have any bonds, bro. We don't have no bonds. We don't bond over any. Like, there's literally like nothing that we can all look at and agree upon and bond over in any type of critical mass.
The hypocrisy is staggering, my man. I'm still tripping off these niggas talking. He's destroying the manosphere. I was like, can anybody get down to the brass tacks, man? Get to the roots of what he's doing exactly to destroy the manosphere, man. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So is it the fact that there's a major influx of females coming in here, female energy, and what you just said right now, Vector? Pretty much almost every major talent in the manosphere that's had a platform has brought females in. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, so not Tony, but Kevin is now doing this exact same thing, it's just on a grander scale. So why is he being villainized for that? You know what I mean? When other cats have basically done the same thing. Even our bestest buddy, bestest friend, Angry Man, he has done the same thing. He has incorporated females into his show as well. You know what I mean? So is it the fact that Kevin is, I still don't understand why he is destroying or how he is destroying the manosphere. No one's really given me some sort of credible argument about what he's actually doing. Because once again, we're going back to everyone saying, he stole my talking points. He stole my red pill talking points. Well, if this is the case, and then you're backflipping and saying he is destroying the manosphere, how is he destroying the manosphere? By using the talking points that you say he stole from you, nigga. So how mean, this go ahead.
No, I'm saying, well, it's just like I said earlier, a little bit earlier. The Black Manosphere or the MGTOW movement or the SYSBM, all of that stuff is a war of attrition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a war of attrition. And Kevin Samuels is bringing the resources back onto the table, and they don't like that. Mm-hmm. They don't want to see the high value. They want the high value men to take their resources and take it out of the community and take it off the table. That's how Kevin Samuels is destroying, is in their eyes, is destroying the manosphere, because he has the resources in play. His whole platform is about having resources in play.
So you're saying that him introducing the high value man argument is the crux of the problem here? That you think that?
Yes, Kevin Samuels is simping. Kevin Samuels is simping hard. And he's encouraging other men to simp.
Yeah, you're being facetious, right?
Vector? So basically,
God damn it.
I'm here.
You Negroes and these janky ass internet connections. What the hell? Get it right.
Go ahead, Boog, what you were saying?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. So basically what you're saying is this war is supposed to keep going. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to have an end date. And you know what? Because you said something earlier that just came to me. You were saying, well, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, well, if the women come back to the table, as a famous YouTuber like to say, in horse trade, if the woman come back to the table on horse trade, then a lot of content creators will be out of work. And that makes sense. And like, even for myself, right? So, you know, what is it, May? It'd be June. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna do maybe 2 or 3 more events before the year. So I already said I'm done with this shit at the top of next year. And one of the biggest reasons is not because of, you know, crazy ass troll niggas online. You want to know why? I said everything I had to say, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about a lot of content creators, if we're being honest, dog, we're repeating ourselves, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about it, if you listen to our content, we are repeating ourselves. We remixing it, we stepping on it, We hitting it with fentanyl. We doing everything we can, but we repeating ourselves, man. A nigga got to know when to bounce. But I mean, I'm gonna be straight regardless. But if this was bringing me like a bunch of money and I didn't have another plan, then that would be stupid to end the war, right? You got to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I think Vector made a point.
Hey, Vector, going back to what you said earlier before you got cut off, you said that Kevin is simping. Were you just, I don't know, making it funny, or were you serious? Good Lord, Vector.
No, I was dead ass. I'm dead ass. No,
okay.
I was muting myself because you guys were saying I had background noise. But no, I mean, I was being facetious, but there's truth in that. You know what I'm saying? There's the truth in the jest, right? Kevin Samuels is he's asking women, well, where do you live? Mm-hmm. How many kids you want? And do you want to work? So Kevin Samuels, by his line of questioning for his program, is framing it to a place where he's always saying, I talk to these men. This is what these men want. So that automatically puts the resources on the table. It's like, okay, woman, if you want these kids and you want this man to be able to take care of you, which according to most of the Black Manosphere is simping, you're taking care of a woman, quote unquote. Okay. Then this is what you need to do. So yes, he himself is not simping, but what he's doing is he's basically his program is coaching women how to attract a high value, quote unquote, simp, if that's what you want to call a man who just provides for his family. No, so I was making a joke, but I mean, it's serious. Like Kevin Samuels' platform infers that there are men who are willing to share their resources with women.
As long as they act right, though. As long as they bring something to the table. I think that's the part that we're missing here.
Yeah.
It ain't for free.
Yeah, no, we're not missing that. But it's not free. See, that's what Kevin Samuels say. It ain't free for both sides. It ain't free. But it's a lot of niggas in the manosphere who think they just supposed to get it because they a man and they just walked in the door, with their little dick swinging. But it ain't like that.
Okay. And on the other end of it, you got women who think the same way just because they got a clitoris. They supposed to just have it all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what I like about what Kevin's doing. He's basically stating fair exchange is no robbery. Both y'all need to come to the table and y'all need to complement each other. Y'all, there's going to be some give and take on both ends here. The high value man is just not going to give up his high value status to a nothing ass broad. And a nothing ass broad, she should not have to submit to a nigga who don't have no program, who don't have no vision, who don't have anything going for himself. You know what I mean? So, I mean, to me, it's just common sense what he's doing, but we got a lot of people that's just all in their feelings and butthurt about this shit. And I'm like, man, I've never seen so many just feminine ass niggas. I give the broads a pass, man, because, women, that's what they do. You don't really too much have any stability in the thought process of most women because it's emotion. You know what I mean? You don't really have any rock solid foundation that really debate with chicks. You know what I mean? It's all predicated on how they feel that day. But when you get to the men, I get thoroughly disgusted with a man who thinks like a goddamn woman, man. I can't do it, man. I'm like, man, look, go ahead and change your tampon, nigga, because I don't really want no conversation with you, son. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Tay Ashley states it's the opposite. IMO. What does that mean? I'm stupid.
In my opinion.
Okay, in my opinion, these men aren't simping. They're laughing at black women and using Kevin Samuels' words as ammunition. Do y'all agree with that?
No, because Kevin Samuels isn't grooming those women for the dudes that's in there laughing at them. The men that Kevin Samuels are talking. The men that Kevin Samuels are talking about, them niggas ain't on YouTube. They at work.
Right. No doubt. Got that.
Yeah. Okay. But Mike, I wanted to. You just hit on something. It's funny. I was talking a little bit earlier to one of my colleagues about what's going on in the United States right now as far as employment, and you've got this argument that's going on now in politics where You know, the Republicans are saying the Democrats are giving too much benefits. I know you've done some shows about some of these checks that's coming through.
Oh, bruh, they killing the chicken. They killing me,
and
dog.
what you have, you know, you're starting to see these charts, whereas in certain states, the benefits that the government is giving out during COVID is outstripping the minimum wage values, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I can make that analogy when it comes to dating in the black community, man. A lot of these brothers are mad because women can they what you said was like women think they should just be able to show up because they got titties and get something.
Right.
Well, here's the truth of the reality. Here's the reality that we live in as black Americans. The reality is the dominant society has put out a minimum wage for women just for being women.
Mm-hmm.
And until black men either meet or uplift that minimum wage, then the black women ain't gonna go to work. They just gonna get the benefits. And dudes can sit around all day long and get mad about, oh, you simping if you taking care of women, you know. But at the end of the day, bro, you gotta outcompete. Like if the women are getting it from the dominant society, and y'all not willing to at least match it, then what the fuck do you expect?
Man,
Stop being a bitch. I mean that's just how I don't know. That's just how I feel.
you hurting feelings right there, Jack. There's a lot of brothers out here that they definitely don't want to compete with Big Daddy government, man. You know, and I structured my hustle around Big Daddy government. Big Mike has always been the mini welfare system to a lot of these females, and that's what's going on right now. Right now, Big Mike is being outclassed and outmaneuvered by the government with these PPP loans. Man, I'm trying to tell you, these PPP loans done fucked up the game, Jack. They done fucked up. Man, these females, they don't need no tricking in their life no more. They sitting around, man, getting these checks in the mail. I'm like, bitch, you got another $2,000 check? I'm like, God damn.
Right.
Hey, and I ain't gonna lie.
And
I
they
can't
literally
compete.
ain't gonna put in no work.
Yeah, they ain't gonna put in no work, man. They sitting their ass at home, man. They opening. They got just packs of ramen noodles for days now, and Newport cigarettes, and bruh. What my boy Tony say? The hood rat survival package. They got their little $40 of weed. And I can't compete. I can't compete with them $2,000 checks, man. You know, I can't do it.
Man, we need Tony back on the panel. Where did Tony go?
Tony about to get smacked for this shit. I was waiting to hear some bullshit, but I like, Tony about to say some bullshit. Tony about to say some bullshit. And this is internet. It's got to be his internet done fucked up or something, man. You know, like, God damn, Tony, where you at, man? You in Zimbabwe? No, that would be you, Vector. You somewhere in Zimbabwe or some shit. But I don't know. You got to be able to outclass and outmaneuver your competition, man. And right now, my competition is the U.S. government sending out all this fiat currency, man. Hyperinflation. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. The phone has stopped ringing, Vector. The phone don't ring no more. They don't need none of this tricking. Need none of this tricking. What's up, C-Boogie?
Yeah, my bad, Doc. So, like, what was the conversation before COVID? Everybody was saying that the pandemic was going to get these bitches in line, right?
Yeah.
That's what people were saying. And I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, a few months after the pandemic, like after shit was getting crazy, I started seeing these little Lexus trucks start popping up in the hood a lot more often. Nah, real talk.
Yay.
Real talk, right?
Yeah.
And I only knew about the stimulus check. I didn't know about the PPP loans at that point. And then a couple people put me on. And I was like, yo, they getting this kind of money? And it all started to make sense. I'm like, oh, no wonder why I'm seeing these little, don't you know the small little Lexus truck joints? I've been seeing a bunch of them bitches in the hood, man. And a lot of people came up. A lot of people going to jail too. So we know this. The black incarceration rate is finna go up because they coming to get these niggas. But I got to keep it real. In the meantime, a lot of these broads is balling.
Right.
I know 2 women personally that quit their job, started their own business, brick and mortar. They had online shit going. Now they got brick and mortar. So basically, during the pandemic, not only are they not submitting, these bitches then came up. And you know who left out here to dry? Niggas, black men. So it's like this shit is really backfiring on us, and we can't do nothing but take the ass whipping. These bitches coming up, Mike. They coming up, bro.
You ain't gotta tell me, nigga. It's been a nightmare for me, Jack. I'm like, man. I'm like, y'all don't love Big
Well,
Mike no more.
well. Hold on though. Let me. I feel you, Boogie, and that's one side of it. But let me give you the other side of the coin. If you look statistically, divorce is up. I mean, divorce is down. Marriage is up. I got married during the pandemic. Exes calling up or whatever. What we found out, what we really found out about the pandemic is that a lot of these dudes got exposed because when the women came calling, they ain't had nothing for them.
That's true.
They ain't had nothing for them, dog, because it's a lot of women that fell in line over the last 24 months, bro. And if that's what I don't understand, I'm like, how do y'all niggas not have a bitch after COVID? Like these, you know how many chicks don't, of course, because you know my home is in Atlanta. Right. You know how many people don't have childcare because childcare is either closed or or she lost her job. She can't either she can't afford the childcare that's open, or the childcare is closed. The schools have been closed. Chicks, I know some of my homies back in Atlanta that was tricking for webcam money because their kids needed webcams to take online classes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, how do you not have? If you was getting it like that before COVID, how do you not have bitches during COVID? And I don't understand. Because look, all the strip clubs was closed, so all the strippers was looking for sugar daddies. I'm just like, not everybody is getting these loans, and then even the people who are getting loans, a lot of them still got kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's compounded problems. It goes back to what I was talking to about with the jobs report. You know, a lot of what they're saying about the jobs report is you've got a lot of companies out there that are hiring that can't find employees. And what they came to find out is there was like 700,000 women that actually they're not unemployed, but are just not looking for employment. They left the job market because they don't have child care. You know what I'm saying? The cost of COVID when it comes to taking care of their families and other external costs has literally cost them to withdraw from the workforce. But then on top of that, they finding sugar daddies, or they shacking up with people. Like people are moving in together. You're not seeing all of these women that, like Boogie. I expect that some of those women that are getting those PPP loans and driving those Lexuses still pick them up a sugar daddy on the side during the pandemic. Like we saw Big Mike. You said it was some women doubling up on you, right? They was coming to see you, but then you finding out they still getting checks on the side.
Well, this is the thing, man. The thing was, like, when the pandemic first kicked off, phone was red hot. Bras was panicking. Bras was panicking. But they're like, oh, shit, I need a hero. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I was eating good, man. You know, I was doing real well. But then all of a sudden, the longer the pandemic went, the government had to have an answer, to help these females out. You know what I'm saying? And so, I know everyone is saying, the PPP loans is for men and women, but, I'm seeing that, man, my broads, my females, I mean, if you give them inch, they're going to take them out. They're going to find a way to totally capitalize off this loan shit. They're going to scam their way to the top. So I don't know, maybe like 6-7 months into it when the government really started, throwing out them checks, man. Bro, it was a wrap, man. Like the phone went cold. They was like, hell no. Yeah, go ahead.
But that proves the point that Boogie just made earlier, though, Mike.
Yeah.
The point that when it comes to a lot of these dudes in the Manosphere, the war ain't supposed to end. Because just like you said, there was a 6-7 month window to pick up whatever you needed. But I guarantee for those 6 or 7 months, when the women was coming to the table, these niggas was trying to slap them up, you know what I'm saying, degrade them, whatever. Instead of picking something up, they was probably talking shit. And then the government doubled down on the benefits, and next thing you know, the women back out the door. See, these niggas don't know how to strike when the iron is hot.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Because
definitely true.
they really don't want the shit to end, which is again why, let's go back to the topic of this live stream, why they scared that the Manosphere is gonna go mainstream, because they don't want it to end, bruh. They really don't.
So let me ask you this. Okay, Kevin Samuels aside. Kevin Samuels aside. I mean, honestly, man, I'm about to put Mike on a hot seat. I'm gonna put both of you niggas on a hot seat. Y'all gonna have some haters at this.
Bring it.
Y'all gonna have some haters at this. But
let's get it. Yay.
Look what it took. Look what it took for Kevin to go mainstream. Think about it. All the time that Kevin had been in Black YouTube, every time the camera hit him, he was suited and booted, right? Every time. Haircut, tie on, shades, every fucking time. So think about what it took and how long it took. And this is what the masses said, okay, for a black man to talk to us like that, it's going to have to look like that. I'm just keeping it above. So how many, besides Kevin aside, who else can actually go mainstream? And you got to think about all the niggas with records, wild domestic violence shit. You got to think about, you know, whatever. I'm talking about with a reputation clean enough that they can survive the public onslaught. And a lot has to be in place for a nigga to go mainstream. Long story short, how many of these niggas besides Kevin can do
it? I don't see. Really, he would be the ideal dude, man. I mean, he's got everything. He's checked all the boxes, man. As far as like I say, he looked the part, sound the part. You know, he's got the technical know-how. You know, I mean, he has the knowledge base. You know what I mean? That's why I be laughing at these niggas. They talking about how he's gay. And I'm like, he's got a very good working knowledge of the female mind as far as him interacting with women and being in relationships with them. So I'm like, okay, whatever you say. Because he knows women. He definitely knows women.
But is that a part of the appeal? See, if that was a big, bald-head, black-ass man, that with a deep-ass voice, even with a suit on, you think they would accept that?
I don't know.
Yes, I do.
I don't know. He might be a little bit too intimidating for some women. I think he is just, I don't want to say meek enough. I don't know. I think he's just approachable enough, you know, to get that off. Yeah.
Well, Boogie, when you say go mainstream, you talking about just with women, or we talking pure straight up mainstream, like white people and everything?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about on the Kevin Samuels trajectory. Whatever it is he's going to do, Steve Harvey-ish, maybe that might be the ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I think maybe Dr. Ron O'Neal. I can't say T. Hassan Johnson because so earlier we were talking about, you were alluding to this earlier. You were saying who can stand up to the scrutiny. I think we know BGS.
Bitch. Fuck it.
Right. So we know BGS used to be mainstream back in the day, but the difference between him and Kevin Samuels is BGS doesn't come on cam, he doesn't present. So it that ties in a little bit with what I was saying before about Kevin Samuels represents men that are putting the resources on the table. And by, you know, you joked earlier, and I think some other people joked with Mike in a couple videos before about putting on the suit. It was this whole, I remember at one time a few months ago, there was this whole big Suitgate thing where everybody was bitching about Kevin Samuels putting on the suit. Here's the thing, putting on the suit and your content being centered around value and money presents goodwill towards women in the community. See, Kevin Samuels' image, putting on the suit, wearing the cologne, talking about who makes X amount of money. That puts the resources on the table. He's paying the cost to be the boss up front, even though it's visually we don't know if he's paying anybody, or money is exchanging hands, but he's putting on the uniform. Let me put it that way. And in the Manosphere, we don't have anybody putting on the uniform. Now, they used to get at Big Mike telling them to cam up. You ain't camming up. There's a little bit of validity to that when you're trying to go mainstream. Now, if you ain't trying to go to mainstream, it's fuck off, whatever. But if you go on mainstream, you got to put the uniform on.
True.
And there's nobody else in the Manosphere who can come up under the scrutiny, because you're looking at the guys who even do cam up. Much respect to T. Hassan Johnson. But as a black man, I'm out of the game now, but as a black man who's concerned about other people who's still in the game, I really don't want an overweight dude who got comic books and swords behind him representing my argument. I mean, you laughing though, but I'm trying to be serious here. I'm trying to be serious, Mike.
Oh, okay.
These dudes they present an Arrested Development image. They present the man-child image, even though the intellect is full grown. The intellect is full grown. But at a certain point, you can't get on YouTube talking about the Infinity Gauntlet and all type of bullshit. Like, grown men don't operate like, and women ain't gonna respond to that.
Hey! I thought you was talking about me at first.
No, if you want women to follow you as a man and a leader, you can't have the same fucking toys that they bastard sons have.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, man.
So
let me mute myself before I make too many people mad.
Well, and that goes a long way. But okay, we seen Tommy Sotomayor have a good run, right? And he's still around, but I would say he was bigger a few years ago. Now Tommy, I would say he was Kevin before Kevin. You know what I mean? Because Tommy was on World Star. Tommy was around. People knew his name. And the biggest difference from Kevin and Tommy is the presentation. True. Look at Tommy and look at Kevin. You know what I'm saying? And the success, truth be told, if you want to go just off numbers, is not even close. If you want to go on a nightly basis. So, like I said, black women, mainstream, whoever, even black men, because it's not just women that follow Kevin. He got a large male fan base too. So even the men, everybody have decided, look, if we gonna listen to this shit, we wanted to come out of that presentation. Period. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I think nobody can argue with that. The people have voted, man. The people voted. Period. Mm-hmm. So to me, my opinion doesn't really matter at that point. Not that I got one, but it just wouldn't. If the people said that's what we want, then it is what it is. So I don't think personally, and I'm gonna stop after this point. But dog, if I had wild felonies and shit like that, I'm serious. If I had a crazy child support balance or some shit, I would not even be talking about mainstream. I'd be cool being UGK, Underground King. Right. Because once you get to that level, they are coming. And when they come, they ain't just Googling your name, dog. You see what I'm saying? Niggas better be careful. The brighter the picture, the darker the negative. And I'm done with that.
Well, Dig, let me ask you this. Wait.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me ask C-Boogie this. You don't think that there's some sort of grand conspiracy to elevate Kevin? You know what I mean? Because you let these other Negroes talk about it, man, that the government is actually embarking on a disinfo COINTELPRO program to elevate Kevin, to destroy and implode. Hey, well, did I say something funny? I ain't say nothing funny. Look, they said that Kevin Samuels is a Trojan horse to get into the black manosphere and implode it from within to destroy red pill talking points. You don't think that that's actually happening? You think that this is actually an organic movement, a real, authentic, organic, or you don't think that this is
it's a real movement? It's a real movement.
It's a real movement?
No, it's a real movement. Back in the day, when I was kicking it with Kevin in Atlanta, Kevin told me his plans. Not to the details of what he's doing it, but
Okay.
he let me know.
Oh yeah, I forgot you
I'm
did
going.
kick it with him in Atlanta a couple times.
Yeah, Kevin always said, which I think is funny now, but nobody watched his content back then. Kevin Samuel said, "I am a rank opportunist, and I will
Hmm.
be rich." He said that, and
Right, right.
also beyond that, Kevin Samuels used to tell guys, because I used to watch him when he used to do cologne reviews, because I'm into stuff like that back in the day. And Kevin used to tell people his favorite movie was The Founder, with Ray Kroc and shit, but the story
All
about
right.
McDonald's. But you know what that symbolizes, right?
Theft.
Theft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guys were not paying attention back then. So at the end of the day, I don't know why guys are acting brand new now, but Kevin Samuels told guys, but they didn't watch his content back then. They were too busy arguing and fussing with him because he said take off the Jordans and put on a suit. But I listened to him. That nigga say, I am a rank opportunist and I will be rich. I knew what that meant. I know what that means. So he never was here to be
Word.
these niggas' friends. And if I had to just be 100, man, Kevin Samuels hate these niggas, man.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, no doubt.
I mean, like really, I mean, not to Kevin Samuels think these niggas don't have any ambition. Kevin
Right.
Samuels don't like the way these niggas present themselves. Obviously, he's an image guy. Kevin hates these niggas, man. And that's just the reality of it. And I'm not even trying to do that, but I've noticed even the guys that want to bandwag ride him. I'm like, dog, Kevin will walk right past you in real life, bro. I've seen it with my
Wow.
own eyes, man. I've seen Kevin
Damn.
walk right
Yeah.
past niggas, man.
Mm.
So, I mean, it just is what it is, man. He is who he is. So, my thing is not so much about Kevin, but because it could have been anybody up there. Um, but guys better be careful what they ask for. That mainstream shit is cool if you can pass a background check.
Man.
Niggas better be careful, man.
Well,
Yeah.
what I wanted to say about the uniform though, again though, this Kevin Samuels is nothing new. If you want to go look at Steve Harvey, and this is where I slightly disagree with you, Boog, because you're saying who can stand up to the background check, and but who has gone mainstream in other areas. We're talking about 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Steve Harvey, 3 marriages and divorces and shit. All what's in common with all these guys? All these guys took off the Jordans and put on the suit. They put on the uniform. Kevin Samuels ain't new. He's following the game plan. Steve Harvey didn't have no fucking business being anybody's dating coach with all of his failed relationships. Is Jay-Z supposed to be the richest entertainer, one of the richest entertainers we got out there after selling dope in New York, 50 Cent? Look at Puff. You know what I'm saying? You know me, Mike. I went to Howard University. I was there when Puff was there.
Right.
Puff got a shady ass fucking pass, but he took off the Sean John jeans and created the Sean John suit, just like Steve Harvey created the suit line. Like this is a blueprint that's been laid out. Kevin was just looking at what came before him, and he just put the suit on.
Well, I think
Now
Boogie's talking
everybody can talk about him being
what's going on
Go
YouTube.
ahead.
So I think C-Boogie is basically talking about.
But what I'm saying is you don't have. What I'm saying is you don't necessarily have to be squeaky clean if you present yourself as a cleaned up person. Everybody loves a redemption. So all Americans love a redemption story. So if you put on the uniform or the monkey suit or whatever you want to call it, and then you say, I'm going to wear the European style suit and cologne, and I'm going to fall into the society and become a productive member of society, that flies direct. Again, I say it again, that goes against the war of attrition. These guys want a war of attrition. They don't like you, Big Mike. You not mainstream. You not mainstream Manosphere because you tricking. You giving these bitches money. Whether you call it simping or tricking or whatever,
These niggas hate me.
You putting the resources on the table.
Not only do these niggas hate me, these broads hate me too. I'm hated universally, son, and it's all good.
Go ahead, Boogie. What you was about to say?
Oh no, yeah, man. Sorry for the background noise, but what I was just saying. But out of 50 Cent, Puffy, Steve Harvey, are any of these guys directly trying to sell to women and talking to them in a manner? I know hip hop is hip hop, but we all kind of, like hip hop. But are they talking to the women directly like Kevin is talking to them? Because that's the thing. If Kevin was talking like Umar, this wouldn't be a conversation. You see what I'm saying? These women don't like being spanked. You dig? So, now that they being spanked, they coming for him because they're like, okay, who this nigga think he is talking to me like that? You see what I'm saying? 50 Cent was a sex symbol when he came out. Steve Harvey was a fucking comedian. Nobody really took him serious. And then he started buck dancing. Kevin ain't buck dancing. He like, this is what it is. The nigga say, I'm the Godfather, bitch. I'm the Godfather, bitch.
Say it again.
So, you see what I'm saying? Like I don't think we've seen this before. What you think?
Oh no, this
we
is
haven't
different.
seen it, but no, we haven't seen it. But you know what he's doing?
What's up?
He's pimping. He's pimping.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
He's pimping high value men. He gets on his show. He get a $500 donation from Ike, and he played I am the Ike in the building, blah, blah, blah. What he's doing is he's taking whatever high value men that he knows and he dangling them out there and he pimping. He dangling them out there like a carrot in front of the women. And the women, it's just, Mike, you already know this. It's just like pimps will talk shit about their tricks, right?
Right.
But they can do that. They can abuse their tricks because they got bad bitches on the strip.
Right.
Kevin Samuels was doing the same thing. He's lining all these dudes up. He don't even love them. He's slapping them up just like a pimp would slap up his hoes. Boogie just said it. Boogie just said it. Kevin don't really like y'all niggas, but he pimping y'all out to the women. He's taking the image or the ideology of y'all, and then he's slapping women with it, and he winning on both sides.
Cold hard capitalism, baby. I love it. Yeah. So y'all don't think that this is some sort of controlled opposition planned by the government to destroy the Black Manosphere by using Kevin Samuels as a Trojan horse? Hello?
Nah.
Nah.
You sure? You positive? This ain't COINTELPRO? You sure? Oh, I just need to get some clarity, man, because that's the scuttlebutt. Everybody think that Kevin he's working with the CIA. We're trying to destroy the Manosphere, man. So I don't know. Stranger things have happened. You never know. But I digress. Hey, anybody else got anything else before we close out? Because I'm going on 2 hours and I gotta get ready for work, man. I gotta bounce. So, like I said, no one thinks that this is COINTELPRO. No one thinks this is controlled opposition. Y'all believe that this is a genuine grassroots, successful movement by a hard-working man that just put in the hours.
Yeah, he remixed the game. He remixed the game, but it's still the game. Same old game. Ain't nothing new.
Gotcha.
New mix on. It ain't no COINTELPRO like type shit. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I would have to agree. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of things lined up for the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Kevin studied the tapes. He studied the talking points. So for guys, hey man, guys made it a hot line. He made it a hot song. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. No sense of being mad. Be a man. You got to compete. You got to compete.
That's it. No doubt. That's it. All right, y'all. Hey, man, appreciate y'all coming in. Everybody over in the chat listening to an impromptu live stream between me, my boy Vector, and C-Boogie. Sorry we could not get Tony. I'm gonna smack shit out you when I see you.
Oh, no. We all know Tony's about to come with a 2-hour master. I'm look, 2 days from now, you're gonna be posted with Tony. It's gonna be, and he gonna come with it. We not worried. Look, we looking forward to it.
I mean, man, I was looking forward to listening to my boy spit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard Tony spit in a minute. You know, and he just drop off, man. Like it's all good. You gonna pay for that, Tony. You gonna pay for that shit, man. But anyway, hey, want to give a shout out to Kevin Samuels, man, because I do so appreciate a brother out there on his grind and getting his money, man. Ain't a hater bone in Big Mike's body. You feel me, man? I do so love to see brothers come up, man. You know what I mean? I do so appreciate my boy C-Boogie and Vector coming on in here and helping me out in this endeavor. And of course, want to thank everyone over in the chat coming over and supporting the cause. Max City Limits, baby. So with that being said, I got to get ready for work. I got things to do. I got to get on my grind. I got to make me some money. I got to compete with the government in the PPP loans. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to put a little bit more heavier emphasis on self-improvement in the mouthpiece, I guess. Shout out to C-Boogie. You know what I'm saying? God damn it, man. Government is fucking up the game, man. Oh, all right. Hey, Big Mike, the almighty Triple XL, coming at y'all live and direct, Maxi Limits Radio Show. And I'm out.